Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a nice little Act 1 monk build that I used to get through Act 1. I've just got into Act 2. I've been playing a lot of different characters, but also, you know, I had a massive epileptic seizure the other day, so I've been bedbound for a few days. So I'm just trying to get back into the game now. But before I get into the video, I'm giving away some gold, as you can see on screen, 350 gold in total. So hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and leave me a comment telling me what your class is and what build you're using is, because I'm interested in trying lots of different things. Right, whenever I make these videos, I get so much hate and so many comments telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, etc. But then I get other people who tell me, you know, that they love the build, that they're doing well with it. And to be honest, those are the people that I care about. So anyone who wants to leave hate and comments and all that, you can feel free to, but it's not needed. We don't want you here. It seems to be that people think that there's only one specific build you can have, there's only one specific move you should use, and that everyone should use the same thing, and that to me is just boring. So I use what I like to use. I can't even remember how to play because it's been a couple of days since I played. Pow. So yeah, this is not going to be the best, most powerful, most broken, over the top build ever. But for me, it's just something that has worked and has made me, you know, have a better, more fun time in this game. And the first thing we're doing is using Tempest Flurry instead of the normal attack. Our previous builds, I didn't have Tempest Flurry unlocked at the time. So Tempest Flurry is just a goddamn beast of a move, and you should be using it instead of your normal wacky. You should be using the Tempest Flurry because it uses some mana, as you can see on the right, but it doesn't use a lot of mana and you get it back pretty quickly. So first of all, let's look at the armor that I have. So I have some rawhide boots here with more movement speed, more mana, obviously, so because I'm using those more mana based moves now that I'm a little bit higher. I've got increased rarity of items found, which, you know, isn't that big of a deal, but it's just there, nice to have. Fire resistance, cold resistance, which is always good. You got 12 to maximum life, 10 to maximum mana, 5 to strength on the belt, which I think is really good. Then for the braces, we have 15% evasion rating, 14 maximum life, 11 maximum mana, increased critical damage bonus by 10%, and 10 to dexterity. That's a badass set of gloves. I'm lacking a little bit on my rings, but, you know, having one with maximum life and 5 to dexterity is pretty good. And then over here we have one with plus 7% increase to chaos damage, which I don't use, but it's got 8 to dexterity, 3 to all elemental resistances, and an extra 8% to fire resistance. Unfortunately, I just haven't found any rings. Rings just don't seem to drop in this game. Next up, we have the amulet, which has more mana, more strength, which I think I added onto it, and then increased cast speed. And then for the mask, we have invasion and energy shield up, which is great for my monk build, as you'll see in a second, and 2.2 life regeneration per second. I do want some more regeneration per second, ideally. But then we have my unique chest armor, which I got off a random drop, off a random thing, and it allows me to have a smoke cloud that blinds enemies around me, which is fantastic. But what it also does is 12% to cold resistance, 20% increased armor, evasion, and energy shield, 100% increased evasion rating, 18 to dexterity, 20% reduced light radius, whatever that means. Actually, let me have a look what that means, because I've never even looked at it. Your light radius determines the distance from your character, which will be illuminated in dark areas. Oh, okay. And then you have smoke cloud around you, and the smoke cloud is pretty goddamn good. So I'm very happy with this build. For my weapon, I have 18% increased physical damage, 17 to accuracy, and 8 life per enemy killed, which also goes with a bit of my build as well. So pretty good goddamn weapon. I'd like a rare one or a unique one, but for right now it will do. So let's look at skills and start with the quarter staff strike. This is your normal attack. I have brutality in there for supported skills, deal 35% more physical damage. This was fine until I got Tempest Flurry. Now I use Tempest Flurry. Falling Thunder and Killing Palm is what this build is built around. So let's have a look at what we've got attached to Falling Thunder. So we have Perpetual Charge, which is supported skills have 35% chance to not remove the charges but still count as consuming them. So this move is basically you charge it up and then you use it. if you use it, you have a chance, 35% chance of not having to charge it up again, which is incredible. Then we have scatter shot. So this reduces the damage by 20%, but it fires out an additional 2 projectiles. This is something that I'm just testing at the moment because I'm not sure whether it's actually worth it. But what I found is with the less damage and the more projectiles, there are more enemies for me to hit, which means that they won't take as much damage, which will put them in the state to be hit with Killing Palm to charge up the next Falling Thunder. It feels like it just works out perfectly from my experience anyway. Support skills have 20% less attack and cast speed though, but you know, I haven't seen no problems with it so far. I've only ever seen benefits because it allows me to use Killing Palm straight away on a lot of the enemies that it hits. I have Frozen Locust, which I'm using less and less with martial tempo. Supported skills have 25% more attack speed and supported skills have 40% more area of effect. I believe this martial tempo is in there just because I didn't want to hold it in my inventory, but I don't really use this anymore because it's just not good enough towards the end of Act 1. Glacial Cascade is still something that I use, but very sparingly. We have Cold Infusion, which is supported attacks gain 25% as damage as extra cold damage, and you have less fire and lightning damage. It just makes the Glacial Cascade a little bit stronger. Then we have Concentrated Effect. Supported skills deal 40% more area damage, but have less area of effect. Now this move, basically Cascade, you want the tip of it, the end of it to hit an enemy. So it's very hard to hit anyway, regardless, because, you know, I just use it as a way to slow people down and just do a little bit of extra damage to them from range. You know, actually getting viability out of this move is quite difficult. So I just throw this on so that I'm doing more damage. So Killing Palm. I have Life Drain, recover 12% of life over 4 seconds when supported skills cull an enemy. So culling basically is you get them into the state where you can one hit kill them pretty much with Killing Palm, get your charge for your Falling Thunder, and on top of that as well recover health, which is great. You got a good amount of survivability there because you're going to be using Killing Palm a lot. We have Lightning Infusion. Supported attacks gain 25% of damage as extra lightning damage. I just threw this in here. I had it spare. It works as it works. Then we have Tempest Bell. This is how you do huge damage to bosses and other enemies with a lot of health. I have Overpower. Hits with supported skill cause 50% more stun build up, and Hourglass. Supported skills deal 40% more damage, but it will have an extra 10-second cooldown. Now I'm finding that I'm not really using Tempest Bell unless in specific situations or specific fights, so I don't really care about that 10-second cooldown. I just need to be able to drop it on big bosses and do big damage, so definitely very helpful. We have Staggering Palm, which is relatively new to my build, but it is a lot of fun. Again, acceleration, more projectile speed. I just threw this on here so I didn't have to hold it into my inventory. So I'm using Staggering Palm basically to hit people into the state where Killing Palm will finish them off. That's what I'm using it for. Then we have Tempest Flurry with Conduction. Supported skills have 100% more chance to shock, and Crescendo. Final strike on supported skills can be performed twice in succession. So you do a little combo with a big lightning bolt at the end. You can do the lightning bolt again. Now I'm trying to build into doing more shock damage and more damage through lightning. That's my goal for Act 2. So these are going to come in very, very useful. Ice Strike I've also got as well, but I haven't really incorporated yet. I've only recently, I think I just got it like a couple of days ago. And then Ghost Dance, which is periodically gain Ghost Shrouds. If you're hit while you have a Ghost Shroud, it is immediately consumed to recover energy shield based on your evasion. Now this build is going to be heavy on evasion, as you're going to see, so this actually really helps you stay alive. And then we have Precision, 30% increased accuracy rating while a supported skill is active. Now these gradually just happen in the background. They're passive, so they will be active, which means you're going to get increased accuracy rating. So those are my gems and stuff so far. There's probably a couple of tweaks I can make here and there, but for right now this is working for me pretty good. So when it comes to the build for that evasion rating we were talking about, you want to take the right path, which is going to give you so much evasion rating plus energy shield. It's going to give you survivability. It's pretty goddamn good. Now I currently have built into this frozen section here, which I'm going to get rid of, but for right now I'm just keeping it there because there's nothing that I particularly want. But I will be getting rid of this. So unless you're using freeze cold moves, I'm not anymore. I'm using lightning based stuff. Forget about this pathway. I went down this pathway and built up my stats like intelligence and strength because I wanted to get to here, which basically allows me to gain life per enemy killed. So I think that's a really good addition to the build. You know, I've got high evasion, high defense, high survivability, and I've got enough enough DPS to keep myself comfortable, and a couple of moves like the Tempest Belt and Tempest Flurry that do big damage. So I feel like I'm just really good at the moment. So when we go this way, down this side, we've got skill speed, we've got attack damage, we've got obviously flow like water, which is an incredible perk. Then we have skill speed buffs down this path, and we have shock buffs over here. So you're going to do more damage, more shock damage, etc, etc. Then I'm going to carry on through this section here. And so far, the only place that I feel I really want to go is all the way up here to here, which is all critical damage bonuses, critical hit chances. So obviously the more I can killing wind people, get out my falling thunder, do critical damage, etc., I'm potentially could be doing a lot of damage. But that's an idea at the moment. However, for Act 1, this is the route that I took. But like I said, I'm probably going to get rid of these 2 perks here. Potentially these 2 perks here as well, because I don't need them over this side. I can put them over this side instead and allow me to connect up with like potential critical hit stuff too. So up until Act 1, this was my build. I'm going to change it up a little bit for Act 2 for my monk. And yeah, so I just love this class. I think people want the monk to just be this like super DPS machine, when for me I think it's a good balanced class between survivability and DPS, at least at the start of the game anyway, until you get more powerful moves. It's been a couple of days since I played due to my seizure, so you know I'm struggling a little bit to remember what to do. But if we go, okay, let's get some things all, yeah, now with the Tempest Flurry, you can see that I'll do the lightning twice without dying, hopefully. Ow. Okay, so now we can stun, we can killing palm, we can killing palm, we can killing palm. The stun also allows you to do like a wind attack, which is pretty good as well. So if you've got like if you stun someone and then you drop your Tempest Belt and hit it with the faster, oh, what's all this gold doing up here? I want this gold. Look at my thingy as well. My smoke, they can still hit me though, so I think it's just become useless now. This has, right, so pow. Like it's just easy. It's just easy. That was just Tempest Flurry and nothing else. Look at all this gold. Wee. What's in the chest? More gold. Falling thunder. Ah, Tempest Flurry is just so good. See, because of the way Tempest Flurry works, it usually leaves me into a position where I can just about use my killing palm straight after using it, so it just works out perfectly. I just love this build, I really do. I don't know why people have such a problem with building into sustainability when it comes to the monk. Falling thunder. Falling thunder. Look at all the little projectiles that come off my one as well. Oh, there's a little guy here. I didn't even realize. And then we can use the bell to do big damage on people just by holding my finger on the Tempest Flurry button. Oh, I just love it. I love it. I don't know why people have such an issue with it. But that's it. That's the video anyway. I don't want to drag it on for too long. That's the build I used for Act 1. Act 2, I'm going to change it up a little bit. Now that I'm back playing, even for a couple of hours a day. Like, I'm still in a lot of pain, but hopefully we can get some more videos made and stuff. Let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. Pow, 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 pow. I love the bell so much. In the comment section down below, let me know what your build is, what character you're playing, etc. Thank you for watching. I've been Easy Now. You guys have been awesome.